Hello and welcome back again. My name is Emmanuel Bakare, and we will be discussing data types, variables, and operators. What are data types? Data types are types of data stored on the computer memory. Common data types are texts, numeric, sequence, which includes list, tuple, and range, mapping, which is a dictionary. We have sets, boolean, and binary. Examples of this data type: for a string, you have any kind of word or sentence or phrase. Integers are just numbers: 20, 10, 5, 6. Integers are numbers. Floats are decimal numbers. Here you see 34.3. Sequences like list, tuple, and range are sequences or combinations or array of other data types. They can be arrays of string or integer or floats or even a combination of other lists. Range is also a combination of numbers. Dictionary is a combination of key and value pairs stored together. So the key is the description and the value is the data, the value of the description. So you can see right here we have name is Mary, age is 10. Set also stores combinations of data. The difference between a set and a list and tuple majorly is that sets are unique values. A value is one of the most fundamental things in programming. Value are content stored in the memory. A value can be a number, an integer, a string like hello world. A value can be true, a value can be false. And every value has a type. For instance, the value 2 is an integer. The value hello world is a string. And the value true or false is boolean. Variables. Variables are boxes where values are stored. They are actually memory locations where values are stored. In the variable box, you put in values like number, string, integer. To declare a variable, you assign a value to it. So let's say I want to declare a variable, I'm going to call it A, and then I will assign the value 20 to it. So this is a simple way of declaring a variable. I can have B and assign a string hello to it. So variable A is an integer. Variable B is a string. You can actually change the variable type by changing the content. So for instance, I can change A to world. So at this point, it is an integer, but here I have overwritten it with a string. So at this point, it is a string. Let's run it so you see. I'm going to print out A, and it's going to show the value what A is. It's showing that A is 20. Now, if I print after declaring A again, I want to print out another A. You would see the next is going to show is that A is world. I can also run it on the console so you see the result will be displayed here. It's 20 and world. You can use the type command to see the type of variable that you have, the data type of the variable you have. So I'm going to print out the type command A, So basically, I'm just typing this. So you will see right here is showing class integer. Class integer. A is an integer. If I print out type A here right now, it's going to show A is a string. A variable can be a single letter, and it can be a word. It can be a long sentence, but the sentence will not have space in between. So for instance, I can change, let me take this out now. I can change this A to alert. So now the variable is called alert, not A anymore. So when I print alert here, it's actually going to show 20. I can't give it space. I can't say alert sample. It's not going to accept it. Variable will not accept space in between. However, I can put them together and maybe write it this way as a camel case. Alert sample is going to accept it. So alert sample. You would notice that at this point, the alert variable is no longer working. It cannot see it because I've changed it from alert to alert sample. So I'm just going to put this here, alert sample. So it's showing 20. So variable could be a single letter, a word, or a whole sentence, as long as there is no space between them. It can be a mix of lower and uppercase. It can be numbers and special characters also. You can, however, not declare a variable starting with a digit. If I say 10 alert sample, is going to give me an error, invalid decimal literal. So you can put the 10 after or in between, wherever you want it to be, but it's not going to start the variable name. Variables are case sensitive. This B storing hello is not the same as capital B storing hello. So if I print B, the small b is going to show hello. If I print the big B, okay, let me change this to hello world. So small b is storing hello. You can see here it shows hello. Then the big B, if I change it to the big B, the capital B, is going to show hello world. Python allows you to assign multiple values to multiple variables at the same time. For instance, I can have x, comma y, comma z equals 10, comma 20, comma 30. What this means is that this is a valid statement in Python. It's telling you that x is assigned to 10 and y is assigned to 20 and z is assigned to 30. You can see right here the variables are x to 10, y to 20, and z to 30. If I print them all out now, you can see x, y, z. The output will show 10, 20, and 30. These are all integers stored in these variables, but in multiple assignment, it doesn't all have to be integers. For instance, I can change the value of y to string. Let me call it subscribe. So you see right here, y is now subscribe. It's no longer the number 20. Naturally, when you store a value into a variable, the data type of the value will be what the variable is. Right here, the data type of x is float. We can try it out by printing out the type. The type command helps to see what is the data type. So of the data type of x right now is float. Now you can decide to change the data type of your variable. Let's start by storing the content of x into a variable called y. So I'm going to say y equals to x. So what this is doing, this is an assignment operator. I'm putting the content of x into y. So if I print y right now, is actually going to print exactly what is in x. I can also check the data type of y is all going to be the same thing. You see, the data type is float. However, I can decide to change the data type of y so that it will not be exactly what is already in x. So in here, to change the data type, for instance, of y to integer, I'm going to say int. I'm going to put the x inside an int. That means cast this x into an integer. So, and if it's an integer, that means it's not going to have a float. It's not going to have that 0.564 anymore. If you look at the output right here, you will see now y is 23. It's no longer 23.564. And the data type also is integer because I just casted it to integer. I can also cast it to string, and that will be str. When I do str, this becomes a string. Y becomes a string. If I print out y here, you see is actually showing the 23.564, but it is a string. The print out of the type is showing me that it is a string. So you can cast a data type to another data type in Python.